Initially I do feel nervous, but then I think about how I'll probably never see the people again that I'm performing in front of, so it's no biggie.
I think it's going to be significantly more difficult, but at the end of the day, I'll just pull through like always.
Dancing to salsa is a fun activity for most people. To some, salsa dancing has a deeper meaning. Student Irene Kodik is taking salsa in motion and history. Traveling has helped her become more connected to the dance, culture, and history behind the class.
Actually, growing up, my parents were very conservative and they would pull me out of gym class and I couldn't do square dancing or anything because it was I don't know, against their religious beliefs. So eventually, as a teen, I kind of became interested in more getting into dancing. And then when I went to study abroad, I found salsa.
Balancing school and work is sometimes difficult for Irene and other students. Dancing to salsa is a way of including relaxation and fun time.
So I studied abroad in Spain right after I graduated high school. I knew I wanted a minor in Spanish, but their main dance in Spain is actually the flamenco. It's more in the south. So it was kind of a coincidence that I found salsa there. And then eventually when I went to Germany, after my classes were over, I also found salsa bars there. One night when we were in Puerto Rico, I travel a lot, my friend had a med school interview and I went with her and we just hit the salsa bars just to check them out. And we found a salsa teacher and he just kept, he stayed with us from 10 to 3 and taught us everything he knew, and it was the coolest thing ever. And I think that night was super significant in where I am in salsa now.
This class has 2 parts for Irene, studying and a hobby.
I'm taking 17 credits right now, and it sucks if you don't really give yourself me time. So last year I kind of got in the habit of going on Friday nights up to Europa in Cleveland, and Friday nights, 8 o'clock, that's when I shut the books, whatever I'm doing, anything school related, anything work related, and I go to salsa up there. And it's really interesting because right now, this semester, I'll go there and there's a bunch of exchange students from Spain. But within the last 2 years, you just kind of see different groups of people from around the world come through there. And this is just up in Cleveland on Friday nights. I think this class benefits others and my classmates because on Mondays we have our dance studio, but on Wednesdays we kind of sit down and kind of read and study it out socially, what was going on, and for example, we learned about the Palladium, which was this dance hall in Manhattan where people of all races would come in and dance, whites, blacks, Latinos, and this was significant because at the time we had Jim Crow laws and they couldn't, these kind of social interactions did not exist outside of this dance hall. So we kind of all have a wider world view on this after we sit down and study it out. I love that. It's not just come in and learn these moves. You don't really know the history behind them.
Like all things, nothing comes easy to anyone. Irene and other students work hard in this class and practice a lot. Practicing makes the salsa become more clean and puts them on the next level.
I think practicing is really fun, but initially, just like anything else, if you sit down to learn physics, it's frustrating at first. You don't know what to grasp, where to go from, but our instructor Lenny does a really good job of slowing down. At first he will show us everything and we're gonna do that. But then he'll slow it down and go step by step. And before you even know it, there's these connections in your brain and you got it down. But it's really frustrating if your other classmates don't show up and do their part. So it's this class, it has a lot to do with showing up and just being present and being there.
Other students in the salsa class are working on confidence within their movements for an upcoming performance. They will be performing a routine that they have been practicing in the class. The variety of the class that has been dancing in front of people, and some students, this is their first time.
Actually, I have. In the other dance club I was in, probably about 30 people.
I have never performed in front of an audience. I've just done salsa here and there as a hobby.
Oh yes, absolutely. I work with Hungarian Scouts. We often do folk dances as part of our performances, and done a lot of those over the years, whether on stage or over at German Central Park.
This class is something different for every student. Their feelings and emotions are very affected towards the end result.
We learned actually in an earlier class that there's going to be experts watching our performance. There's going to be some salsa historians and just people that are like kind of prominent in the salsa community, you could say. And I didn't know that. I thought it was going to be just, my friends, but it kind of adds another layer of nervousness, just wanting to get things right, wanting to get things, practiced well, because there's going to be people there that really know about salsa. So, pretty nervous.
So for this upcoming performance, I am very nervous because we're on like week 11 of school. From week 1, we've had that mirror. Like we can see what's going on. We don't have to like go like this to see what our classmates are doing if we get lost. Like we could just casually look up. So I'm really nervous to see what's going to happen on stage with no mirror and just like 1,000 eyeballs looking at you. But
I think I'm a bit more of an excited and nervous trend in the sense of like I have a little bit of an anxiety thing, but also I'm very excited that this dance is happening and I'm gonna do it, and it's all a bunch of stuff I've never done before.
Number one, there's no retakes. We have to get it right. And if we miss a step, we can't just go back to the beginning. But also having people watch you, that definitely adds a layer of nervousness to anything. Also, just the fact that we have all this space, you can't see yourself, you just have to really be on, you have to know what you're doing. We have to practice a lot, yeah.
The Salsa class is more than your typical class that you normally take. These students will be performing their rehearsed routine on December 6th to show their progress in their class. Everyone has the ability to put effort towards something new. Something new can turn into something life-changing.